Welcome, my constant reader friends. I'm Tad, and this is Tad Reads Books and Stuff. All right, so we're going great. We're already, 3 weeks through August, the month of Garb August. A great reading prompt that I'm participating in this year, my first time. But let's get the normal housekeeping out of the way real quick. First, I finished my second book in the Garb August read along, and this is GAT Heat. It's a Shel Scott novel written by Richard S. Prather. We will be discussing this, so let's set this down. I am continuing with my Garb August read. I am on book 2 of Lost Girls by Alan Moore and art by Melinda Gebbie. Really enjoying this. We'll be finishing up this series and doing a video for this next week, so let's set that aside. You can see it right here. Also, I have started my Shorty King project next read, which is Everything's Eventual, 14 Dark Tales by Stephen King. I have not too far in, about 75 pages. I've read the first 2 stories in this series. We will be doing this, a review of this in 2 weeks. That'll be done. I am continuing with my super-sized summer reading prompt by Livry Omer, the GKBC, and of course, this was started by Kim, the Paper Traveler. Neil Stephenson's Anathema. Still, I have read nothing. I mean, I am no further along. I just don't have any inspiration to read this. I just can't get into it yet. I will focus in September to get this finished. You know, I don't like to DNF books, and I'm not going to. There's no reason. I'm only 60 pages in. I really haven't even given it a chance yet. And last but not least, of course, Thirsty Mermaids, the marvelous team up with Graz on the GKBC. We have one more section of this book, and we will be moving on to a new graphic novel. And can't wait to show that one off in the next video in a couple weeks for the final Thirsty Mermaids video. All right, so let's get on to Shel Scott novel by Richard S. Prather. GAT Heat. First off, this is the 33rd book in the Shel Scott series. This was published in 1968. My version has 158 pages, and on Goodreads, it's currently a 3.6. So, first off, I don't know where to start. Richard S. Prather wrote under 2 pseudonyms, David Knight and Douglas Ring. Pretty prolific writer. The first Shel Scott novel was published in 1950, and it's funny, the last Shel Scott novel, the final book published by Richard S. Prather, was in 2011, posthumously, because he passed away in 2007. So in all, there are 42 Shel Scott novels, and then there's only 6 other novels that he wrote, including his 2 pseudonyms. So, what is this? Shel Scott, first off, I love the name Shel Scott. Cool name. Shel Scott is a private detective, and he's in the Hollywood Hills area of sunny California. And you can kind of see, here's kind of a picture of him, an image of his face. He's got white hair. Not that old. It's not that he's an old dude. He just has white hair. Probably in his late 30s. They don't really, say. But, so he's a detective in California Hills, but he's got very close ties to the local police department. Leading me to believe, because they don't really mention it in this book, but it is the 33rd book of his 42 in the series, leading me to believe that at one point Shell was actually a police officer or something. Very close, oftentimes in the precinct building and dealing with the police. They know him very well. So this story takes place in, not very clear, but the mid-60s. But still, here's let me just give you some of the issues I have with the book. For instance, on the back it says, "A pagan orgy ends in murder." So that's hype, because there's no pagan ritual, nothing deviltry in this book at all. It wasn't a pagan orgy. It's just a swingers club. It's some wealthy people that have joined together to form this swingers club, and they're just having a party. And there's, of course, a murder at this party. Shell gets called in to investigate this murder. So first off, I didn't like that. I mean, yes, this is a Garbogus book, right? This is garbage. No, it's not garbage, but it is definitely not advertised like it should be. For instance, even well, the cover picture is great. That's awesome. But it says GAT Heat. The title is GAT Heat, and I don't know how that has any bearing, resemblance, relationship to the story. GAT, yeah, okay, that's what they, gangsters called their guns. Heat is trying, I guess, heat, sexy heat, as well as heat from, the guns, dealing heat. I don't like the title of the book. It sounds like I don't like the book, and you're absolutely right, I don't. I gave it 2 stars. This writer, again, this is the 33rd book in the series, so I have no other references. I've not read any others. But it seems like this writer is trying to be better than the stuff he's writing. This is sensationalized. This is nothing realistic in this story, really, that I could find. Even the dialogue is really weak. He'll be talking like it's the 20s, like it's a noir, an old noir, murder mystery story, crime novel, and then he'll throw in, like, my mother used to say, why are you using $3 words when a penny word, would work better? He does that. He throws in out of nowhere, really, I'm being kind of pedantic, really big words that don't even fit the character of the person that might be talking at the time, or the explanation he's giving for a situation. And it comes out of nowhere. You'll be flying along reading, and then he tries to get all like, I'm William Shakespeare. I'm a better writer than this. I don't understand it. I don't know if it's in the other novels. I didn't like it. I wrote down a bunch of adjectives. I mean, this story is inane, misogynistic for sure, implausible in large areas, huge areas that are unnecessary to the story. It's unfollowable. Is that a word? Unfollowable? You can't follow it very clearly sometimes. He does this thing with banter. These sitcoms that are on TV, like Friends, or things like that. Will and Grace, just this quick banter back and forth as fast as possible, very intelligent. He tries that in this novel. I don't know if that was even a thing back in the 60s, but I don't think so. But he kind of tries it in this novel, and it totally fails. This Shell Scott character, if a girl has boobs, he loses his brain. He all of a sudden can't speak clearly. He fumbles his words. It's like his synapses stop firing in his brain. But this isn't a kid. This is a mature man who supposedly is a private detective that's seen everything and done everything. And a girl walks by with big boobs and he loses his marbles. I didn't understand that. It's almost fantastical, but how unrealistic some of the things happen. There's a time when he's getting chased by these thugs. They're shooting at him, and he decides to. He's on a trail, and it's a circular trail. So he just starts running around in a circle, and they start following him, you know, between the trees, trying to shoot at him. And he has time to take out a camera, a movie camera back in the 60s, set it up in a tree, aim it down the pathway, turn it on, set the speed so it's faster, and then he continues to run around while they're shooting at him so he can get them on film. Craziness. I don't know. I don't understand. It's sad too because this was so fun. This Carter Brown book was so fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I loved every minute reading it. This was not only 58 pages, and it took me almost 2 weeks to read it. I just didn't like it. I'm sorry. It is trashy, absolutely. There's a lot of nudity and sexual references in the book. It is a hard case crime novel. It tries to be noir, more like 20s. They even give people names like Mr. Violet and Willy Nilly or Harry the Horse, Big Julie. I'm being facetious, but she tries to bring that like 20s noir to it, but it's, you know, the mid 60s. I don't know. I'm sorry guys. I gave it 2 stars. I didn't enjoy this as much as Carter Brown, but I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you. It says on here over 40 million Shel Scott books sold. He wrote 42 of them, so it must be popular. Maybe there's other ones that are better. I don't know, but it doesn't give me any reason to look him up and read some more Shel Scott stories when there's millions of others I can read. So anyways, that's my thoughts on GAT Heat by Richard S. Prather, a Shel Scott novel. My second in my Garb August read along this month. Oh, also, I just wanted to mention, if this video is a little late coming out on Monday, I usually like to do it real early Monday morning. It's because I'm leaving here after filming this, and I'm going to see one of my favorite bands of all time, the Smashing Pumpkins. My girlfriend and I are going down to Tampa to see the Smashing Pumpkins. Rival Sons and Interpol are opening for them. It's only going to be my 3rd time seeing them, and I'm thrilled. If you saw my review of their latest album, Autumn, you know how much I love this band. So anyways, we're going out to see them, and I might be a little late posting my video tomorrow because I'm not going to get home till late. All right, guys. I don't know. I'm sorry. If you found any entertaining value in this video, please like, subscribe. Again, leave me comments. And until next time, peace out.